chances of us having prostate problems is about 80%, and drinking Tahitian noni juice can help those symptoms, and you'll get up much less frequently at night to go to the bathroom.
That's good news. Now, since noni contains potassium, and since people with kidney disease should not take in excess of potassium, it follows that people with kidney disease should not drink noni.
No, that's where a little bit of truth can lead you astray.
Okay.
Too much potassium you shouldn't take, but Tahitian noni juice does not have too much potassium. According to the recommended daily allowance for potassium, we should take in about 2,000 milligrams. That's 2 grams a day. Tahitian noni juice contains 28.52 milligrams per ounce. That's 28.52 milligrams of potassium per ounce. Now that's less, that's 50% less than the comparable amount of orange juice or tomato juice has. It's less than what grape juice, pineapple juice, apple juice contain. So they all contain much more potassium than Tahitian noni juice. So taking it in moderation shouldn't cause you a problem.
Good. Earlier, you mentioned that noni juice is good for pets. Talk about that for a while.
Well, there's some very interesting data on this. And Dr. Tran studied over 10,000 four-legged patients. And of those four-legged patients, he found that about 90% were helped when they had Tahitian noni juice. Now, they didn't know whether they were getting a placebo or not.
Okay.
And he says, you know, that shows it's much more than the placebo effect. It's also been shown to help for horses. And there's now a study done by Dr. John Bird, Dr. Richard Godby, Tammy Tanner, Charlemagne James, Richard Ng, and I can go on and on and on, who've shown that Tahitian noni juice given in the plan for the equine can help horses.
Well, I don't have a horse, but if I did, I'd certainly give him some noni. Your book also has a section on smoking. Can noni actually help a person kick the habit?
It can help them stop. Yes, it can. First of all, they have to want to stop.
Sure.
If somebody doesn't want, nothing's going to happen.
Right.
But if they want to stop, and we studied 876 people who wanted to stop smoking. Of those, 56% stopped smoking when they took noni for 1 month, and they stopped smoking and kept smoking for the next month. Now, this work was done by Dr. Myung Wong from the University of Illinois Medical School, and she used 3 ounces of noni a day. Earlier data I told you about on animals showed if you gave noni before you gave a cancer injection, half didn't get it, whereas if you didn't, most of the animals got it. So that's where prevention comes in. So it can help prevent problems when you smoke, and it can help you stop smoking.
The list of benefits of noni almost appears endless, but your book also briefly mentions that noni can enhance mental acuity and even sexual performance. Briefly share with us how noni can affect these areas.
In students who took noni when they were studying for examinations, and most of them wanted some alternative to popping pills. And when they did this, they found that many of them were able to concentrate better. In fact, in all, there were 5,543 students worldwide who took 2 ounces of noni before the exam, the night before the exam, and 73% of them said they were able to concentrate and stay up and study for the exam. Now, of course, they shouldn't be put in that position. You know, they shouldn't have to cram and the last minute stay up. But if they're going to, that's so much better than popping pills. When it comes to muscle building, 1,216 people, both men and women, took it to build their muscle. 2 ounces a day, and 70% said yes, it did improve their muscle. They had bulkier muscle, it was tighter after exercise, and they felt stronger. As far as enhanced sexual performance goes, 2,984 men and women tried 2 ounces a day, and 84% said that it helped with their sexual enhancement. And I might say, most of them said they would not give it up.
I think half of the men over 40 would say back the truck up to their house. All right, Dr. Solomon, you've certainly presented us with an impressive body of research today, and we appreciate you taking your time to share your findings. Again, your book suggests 29 specific uses for noni juice. Which of your findings do you personally find the most amazing or most interesting?
I've truthfully found them all amazing. I couldn't believe one after another it helped. And you go back to how can it help? Well, if you put it all together, 7,879 people who took noni, 2 ounces a day, 80% of them said it improved their well-being. They weren't looking for it. They just said it improved my well-being. And I'd say you have to take Tahitian noni juice for at least 6 months till you give up on it, if you're going to give up on it. And if you take it for 6 months, you probably won't give up on it because you'll probably get a good effect. And I think that the adaptogens tie it all together, and I think zeranine is probably the most important of the adaptogens.
Dr. Solomon, I think all of us could give a hurrah on that. For disclosure purposes, I understand that you are not now, nor ever have been, a noni distributor, an employee of Tahitian Noni International, had any ownership in Tahitian Noni International, or profited from the sales of Tahitian noni juice. You are a third-party researcher, author, consultant, and lecturer to different international corporations, and as well you do pro bono work for NGOs of the United Nations. Dr. Solomon, do you have anything you want to add to this?
Yes. I'd wonder, why do I do it then? If I don't profit from it, why would you do it?
Right.
You know why? I believe in Tahitian noni juice. That's really it in a nutshell.
Dr. Solomon, if you found a better noni product than Tahitian noni juice, would you tell the world about it?
Absolutely. But I haven't, because how can you improve on God's gift to man?
So in conclusion, can you briefly summarize your findings and tell us where you might place noni juice among all the health and wellness products available to the consumer today?
Well, I personally traveled around the world, and my data represents information received from 1,235 health professionals who represent over 25,000 Tahitian noni juice drinkers. They came from over 80 countries, and 78% of the people said that Tahitian noni juice helped in some way. And 69% said they would not give it up. And I must add that I use it, my family uses it, we're going to continue to use it because it helps.
Dr. Solomon, this has truly been enlightening and refreshing. And I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, the viewer, for your interest in health and in noni juice, relatively unknown outside of the South Pacific until just a few years ago. It's said that today someone buys a bottle of noni juice every 2 seconds. And with results like those Dr. Solomon has detailed today, it's easy to see why. Noni juice is one of the most significant developments in the health and wellness industry for the 21st century, for problems ranging from arthritis to diabetes to strokes and ulcers. It's ugly, it stinks, and to be honest with you, it doesn't taste that great. But to millions of satisfied consumers across the globe, there's nothing sweeter and more beautiful than a return to health they attribute to the amazing properties of noni juice.